Local programming on KRWG Public Media made possible in part by viewers like you. Thank you. Hi, I'm Scott Mercado with KRWG Public Media, and I'd like to welcome you to this episode of Music Spotlight. Our guest is Billi Free, a midwest-bred, Southwest-based vocalist and emcee. She began her performance career in Chicago, providing vocals for various hip-hop and world music outfits, and has spent the last decade or so fusing various elements into her sound. She also does work for Las Cruces-based Learning Action Buffet, or LAB, which provides opportunities for youth through art, communication, and action. We are pleased to welcome Billi Free to KRWG's Music Spotlight. Well, let's start with your name. Billi Free is not your, I guess we could say, given name, birth name. Tell us what it means, the origin of it.
Sure. Billi Free is sort of a conglomeration of several names. I do hold several names as a person who does many things. The A stands for Alofa and also Ama. So I hold Samoan heritage. My father is Samoan and my grandfather is from the Samoan Islands, big up Manua. And Alofa in Samoan means love. My name is also Ama, which was a name that I was given during a trip in 2005 to Ghana with a group of elders. And people over there, they're given Christian names, but they're also given their African day names. And Ama means child born on Monday. Billi is the name that my mother gave me. And there's a long story that goes along with that. And Free is an aspiration. It's something that I aspire to be, and freedom is what I like to cultivate in my life as much as possible under the circumstances.
Well, I mentioned you're from the Midwest, Midwest being Chicago. Is that right?
I grew up in Ohio, but I went to university in Chicago, and Chicago is where I grew up musically, being exposed to different genres of music, being able to participate in shows and performances really allowed me to cut my teeth and learn performance, but also learn business in music.
And how did you make your way to Las Cruces?
I have two kids, and so when I was pregnant with my first child, I didn't want to raise them in the city, and I was also looking for a more self-sustainable life. So I bought land in Deming, New Mexico, and sort of built a homestead around that. So that's how I ended up here, cheap land.
And how did you start in music professionally?
Professionally in music, I started in Chicago. So, as you said, doing various performances.
Carried it over down here?
Yeah, featuring on different musicians' albums and their songs. And so I took a little break to raise my kids. And then around 2015, I started meeting folks, particularly in the hip hop community in Las Cruces and El Paso, and just started working again.
Well, listening to your music, I hear a lot of a mix of genres. It's nominally hip hop, but as far as your music on the Tokyo Dawn Records website, it says, quote, "You spent the last decade fusing elements of both the city, the border, and now the cosmos into your sound." Can you expand on that description?
I think that the music that I perform is music that I like to do. It's music that I like to listen to. So it's a mix of electronica, hip hop, funk, jazz, soul, R&B. A lot of folks you could make an argument for it being pop and R&B primarily, but my root is definitely hip hop. I grew up on jazz. My mother liked contemporary jazz. I have a special connection to jazz of like the 1940s. Duke Ellington, Sarah Vaughan, Ella Fitzgerald, who I share a birthday with. So I think that tagline is also being able to integrate the special brand of hip hop that exists down here on the border. And then I like, the other day I was looking up the sonification of astronomical data, which when you listen to it, it sounds very much like electronic music. So when I say incorporating the cosmos into my sound, it's very hyperbolic, but I do very much enjoy electronic music. And, you know, sort of branching out and being able to be experimental with my sound.
Any specific artists that influenced you over the years that you particularly admire?
As far as electronic music, I was thinking about this question this morning. I knew you were going to ask me. I draw influence from producers like Madlib, Prefuse 73, of course, Ella Fitzgerald and Sarah Vaughan, Billie Holiday were instrumental to, my jazz inclinations. Yeah, folks like that. I have more, but I can't think of them at the moment.
Well, let's start. You're getting ready to perform your music now. Let's kick things off with your song "Bold Heart," and that's from your album Illuma. Was that your first album or no?
That was my first album on a record label. Yes.
Well, tell us about the song itself, what it's about.
So I chose this song particularly for this because Valentine's Day has just passed, and I feel like it's a great jam for Valentine's Day. It's one of the very few love songs that I have written, and it's very smooth. A lot of people say that they hear a lot of Sade in my sound, and so this is like an homage to Sade, very smooth, but also just expounding on the love that you would have for a person and how they make you feel.
All right, well, let's let you get to it. A Billi Free on KRWG Music Spotlight.
Sweet like jam, flavorful, notes align, favorable. No time to play around. We know how to get lit, that's not the mood right now. My mirror and my screen, I can stare at you forever. Pushing buttons, mind and body work together. You got the range, you got the power to sending out the signal, zeroing on you. Amazing, remarkable. Your bold heart, one for the road, one with these curves, wrapped in your safety. Watch me unfold, illuminate. You mend it with gold. Turn the page on my book. Stories untold. Sparkle in your eyes with these unfocused. Laughter in a space where I was broken. Hey, you must know there are no opponents. Hold it live from some of the remotest. Amazing, remarkable. Your bold heart, amazing, remarkable.
Watching the world burn, standing at the station, waiting for orders, push for quick pacing. If you rush the pop off, impact drop off. Waiting is now it's next transport for takeoff. Entry bar to the garden of the blind. She is the serpent, the apple in the eye. You wanna cash in on a celestial bet. Very close, but you haven't hit the pot yet. Wild cow, she put her thorns, her horns. Mind sharp and hot, mock speed, train of thought. She likes to twist a lot, appease her with sweetness, or she tear this place up. Now the pressure's on, cause your number's up. Prepare to dive into the wildest and experience. So much outrage, they think it looks the same. Absolutely nothing stays the same but change, you dig? The light dims, we see her monstrosity, mirror her shades, masters of morphology, thousands of names, undergird economies. She got her ways, they nada. She stirred a potion in the bitumen, invest big skrill, back engineering her elixir. Peace to the fathers, brothers, uncles, male deacons and ushers, but you can't enter without the mother. Addicted to the slaughter, there's another way to get your blood. Moon cyclist, phase into completion. Fearing privilege and unholy matrimony. Closed circuits, ego mistress of the ceremonies. And balance trying to make itself relevant. Look at the wrist, flipping the trick throwing China at the elephant. Irreverent, testing all intent. When she open up the floodgates, either sink or swim. City bred with some country ties, solitary leaning so I can define. Autonomy is a benefit. Pacify serial hedonist. Keep on square, but follow the moving target. Breaking family curses, finishing what I started. Scarcity, supremacy, there is always enough. Extra inefficiency, don't get it all at once. Invisible domains, pushing on the plane. Invisible hand, push the lamb in the frying pan. Don't wanna talk till it's almost done. Inspiration finds persistence working. Hike up this tricky path, smoke sweet sticky grass. Come to break up all the flim flam. High power thoughts measured in kilograms. Growth prominent on the diagram, unfolding. Thought it was just me alone, look closer. Angel and a demon on my shoulder. Harness and the lunar and the solar. just to get by. Got juice to imbibe, got ground for the swine. Get what's meant for you, real life or online. Beats matching, blending soundtrack of our lives. As we rotate on the belt drive, need a flow between doing too much, not doing more. We say we ain't using it, peeking at the score. Desire junkies want that information. Proof ways don't want that obligation. Can we be comfortable outside of a struggle? Can we thrive outside of a bubble? Searching for the inverse of out front. Renovate the walls of the construct. How many words can I pile before I'm gone? Stretching out the bounds of the lexicon. First string deities of the pantheon. Who am I when you not looking? Discern, unlearn, relearn. Target pressure points, unload. Door to store with ample reserves. On standby, blanket on the nerves. Unfolding. Thought it was just me along the closer. Angel and a demon on our shoulder. Harnessing the lunar and the solar. Under the sky unfolded. Thought it was just me along the closer. Angel and a demon on our shoulder. Harnessing the lunar and the solar. Just to get by. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Toes down, oscillating but tethered. Thorough balls for the recap, but forward movement forever. Breeze run through these streets, undulating. Been journeying for weeks. Favor furthermore. Fit, fade, fight, feed, finish, finagle free. Fashion, function, form, never flee, never fold. Armor on, step up to the plate. But I'm showing cracks early in the game. Strip the crutch, reveal the lane. Tsunami waves falling out the frame. Acquisition. Build on what I build, cognition. Listen to what I feel. Perfection can't ever lock me in fully. Contain multitudes, got to keep up with me. When I flow, flex, follow, feel, fly, float, flip, find, flash, fix, fuel, focus, favor, furthermore. Fit, fade, fight, feed, finish, finagle free. Fashion, function, form, never flee, never fold. Battle royale in the details. Not lose sight of the main trail. Turn around, fast forward and rewind. Straight ahead, diagonal, sign the fire line. I bring fire to these spaces. I give way to these phases. Transform pain, don't erase it. Keep putting smiles on the faces. Cause I float, flex, follow, feel, fly, float, flip, find, flash, fix, fuel, focus, favor, I fit, fade, fight, feed, finish, finagle free. passion, function, form, never flee, never fold. Blow at the bounds in a reeling. Rolling stone, keep wheeling. Spinning on the planet. Really like you planned it, I never fold. Peace, KRWG. Thanks for having me.
All right, Billi Free, thank you for performing your music. Let's talk about the last song you did. It's called Never Fold, I'm sorry, and it's from a forthcoming album called Pleasure, Peace, and Pain. Talk about that.
Never Fold is really a song of encouragement. It's very active, very movement-based. In it, you'll hear me sort of just like spitting off all of these verbs, right? And these verbs are about the things that one does in their everyday life using those action and that movement to encourage yourself to keep going despite challenges and obstacles, delays, and the like.
Now, is the new album, is that going to be, or has been, produced by The Lasso?
That's right, my good friend, The Lasso.
All right, well, let's talk about producers and the importance of producers on your music. Do you seek them out? Do they seek you out? What is the process of selecting a producer, and how important are they to your sound?
I think I can say for most of the producers that I work with, probably about 90%, they're all my friends. I had met them prior to us making an album. So I think a lot of time, particularly in this digital age, just like, oh, I like your productions. Can I buy your beat? And let me spit over it. These are friendships that have been fomented and grown over years. So The Lasso and I have been friends for about 6 years now, and we work with each other on 3 collaborative projects. And it really is, it's about the vibe. It's also about ethics and morality, how a person does their business, how they conduct themselves, not just as a producer, but also as a person. And I just think there has to be a good vibe match and a good, not just a vibe match, but the vibes have to be complementary to each other. Really, we're creating as friends for ourselves, but we know that the ultimate goal is that it goes to different audiences, and we want to be able to curate how they experience our sound.
Well, moving away from music for a bit, let's talk about Learning Action Buffet or Lab. What is that?
The Learning Action Buffet, or the Lab, is a nonprofit organization that operates primarily here in Las Cruces, New Mexico. We're billed as a partially like youth leadership skills development, workforce development, and but the like, based on our values of art, communication, and action. What that means in real life is that we have a crew of youth who work for the Lab, and they engage in different community activities. We collaborate with other nonprofit organizations and provide things like audio, podcasting, and video services to them to help promote whatever amazing works that they're doing. We also have a radio show every other Saturday on K-Tal Community Radio. And so I work with the youth to develop themes for each of the broadcasts. And then they also learn how to sort of work the boards and learn how to build a radio show. We do a host of other things, but it just kind of depends on what the need is in the community, which is why it's called a buffet. The Lab was created and founded primarily by 2 folks from the community, Lamaya Vaughn and Michelle Valverde. And it was created in 2016. I just took the realm in April of last year. So I'm coming in and sort of adding my flavor and building upon this really great framework that helps support our young people and what the things that they like to do. We have a young person doing graphics for all of our programming. We have we have a young person also who's just become a lead facilitator, and they're now leading their own programs. They're getting ready to lead their own programs. So we just help springboard folks with opportunities and things that they like to do.
And that's for roughly what age group, from
15 to 25 years
25.
old. Although they just raised the age of young people from like 30 to 40. So if you're between the ages of 15
I'm still
and
too
40,
old.
you
Yeah.
are a young person. So I don't know how that's going to change our dynamic, but that's a fun fact.
All right. Well, your new album, when is the new album going to be released?
We're slated for May 2025.
May 2020. It will be called Pleasure, Peace, and Pain. My guest, A. Billi Free. Thank you for joining us on KRWG Music Spotlight.
Thanks for having me, Scott, and thanks to the crew.
And be sure to catch our past performances on YouTube and like us on Facebook to keep up with future episodes. For KRWG, I'm Scott Mercado, and thank you for joining us for KRWG Music Spotlight.